Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
President Obama urged Americans today to stand together, united against violence. Good evening and thanks for watching. 3 law enforcement officers are dead and 3 more are injured after what investigators say looks like an ambush by a gunman in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. One of the slain officers has been identified as 32-year-old Montrell Jackson. He was a 10-year veteran of the Baton Rouge PD. The second victim was identified as 41-year-old Matthew Gerland, and the third was 45-year-old Brad Garafola, an East Baton Rouge sheriff's deputy. NBC's Jay Gray is there and has the latest on this tragic shooting.
This cell phone video captures the horror as it unfolds in Baton Rouge. 2 police officers and a sheriff's deputy killed. At least 3 other officers injured, 1 in critical condition.
Shot fired, officer down, shot fired, officer down. Got a city officer down, shot fired.
An army of law enforcement rushed in, returning fire. Investigators now say the lone shooter was shot and killed. NBC News has confirmed the suspect killed at the scene was Gavin Long from Kansas City, Missouri.
We believe the person that shot and killed our officers, that he is a person that was shot and killed at the scene.
Still, investigators want to know if others were involved in what's been described as an ambush.
An attack on one of us is an attack on all of us. And the people who carried out this act, the individuals, they do not represent the people of Baton Rouge or the state of Louisiana or what's best about our country.
It began with a 911 call Sunday morning. A woman telling dispatchers an armed man dressed in black was walking down Airline Highway, a major thoroughfare in the city.
We have all agencies out here, ATF, federal government, state, Baton Rouge City, Sheriff Department. We have all our guys working.
That investigation continues as for the second time in 2 weeks, a city and nation mourns the loss of those who wear a badge.
It's unjustified, it's unjustifiable. The violence, the hatred just has to stop. That these men, risking their lives to protect and serve this community, were taken out the way that they were. They are real-life, everyday heroes.
Heroes being remembered tonight in a community on edge. Jay Gray, NBC News, Baton Rouge.
Support continues to pour in for the Baton Rouge PD as law enforcement agencies across the nation are sending their condolences during this difficult time. The Fargo Police Department posted this on their Facebook page saying, "With heavy hearts, we again send our thoughts and prayers to the grieving families and friends of our fallen brethren. Please keep the Baton Rouge Police Department in your thoughts today as they grieve the loss of multiple officers killed in the line of duty."
I don't think I can describe how much that makes me feel. You know, there's nothing more than having somebody support you, and I've had people come off the street, stop me, and shake my hand, give me hugs, and tell me that they're there for me, and they got our backs. There's no better feeling than that.
Cleveland's police chief says it's game time and we're ready. This morning, the chief and Cleveland's mayor updated reports on preparations for the Republican National Convention, which begins tomorrow. All out-of-state officers have been sworn in, so they have the same responsibilities as Cleveland officers. Chief Calvin Williams said all officers have been briefed on Ohio's open carry law and how to properly handle someone expressing their right to carry a weapon openly. The chief also said gun owners have the responsibility to carry their weapons in a way that is not threatening. He says they have had protests in the city for 8 days already, all peaceful, and they're not anticipating any problems, but they're prepared for anything.
I think even here in the state of Ohio, you don't get comfortable with a civilian walking down the street with a weapon out. But the officers are being briefed on our procedures. They're briefed on the state law that applies to open carry.
With the nation's attention fixed on the Republican National Convention tomorrow, members of the Minneapolis chapter of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People and Black Lives Matter will be among the protesters. Rosemary Nevels and Tracy Mom are part of a group traveling to Cleveland for the convention. They say protesting at the RNC signals disagreement to some of the policies put forward by the Republican Party. But beyond protesting and voicing their anger, what's the strategy to address the issue members of Black Lives Matter are protesting? BLM members want to see changes in police culture. One change they will push for includes police accountability and stricter charges for officers involved in deadly shootings.
They need to study the old guard, what they did. There's a lot of literature around that can help them and educate them to move them forward, because we can just get in the streets all day long and say, Black Lives Matter. What do you do after that? In the 60s, we instituted the first breakfast program for children in this country.
Neville says they will not stop marching. She says the marches are part of their power behind their demands. There's another strike against Amazon River cruise ships, as at least 4 people are missing following a ship explosion in Peru. This comes just days after dozens of passengers aboard another cruise ship, including some Americans, were robbed by bandits. The river cruise boat that takes tourists up and down the Amazon River was seen capsized and burning yesterday. Reports say a gas tank in the interior of the ship suddenly exploded while the vessel was docked in an Amazon tributary. There have also been reports of up to 7 people missing. Crews are still working to find them. Suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the U.S. and the 9th here in North Dakota, according to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Today, riders took to the road for those they've lost to suicide in the 3rd annual Silence the Stigma motorcycle ride. Valley News Team Giovanna Siemens was at the event and shares personal stories about the importance of spreading the message.
In Jamestown to remember those who have been lost to suicide.
I lost my nephew to suicide, Tanner Edward Moore, several years ago, and you know, to me it felt like I didn't want his life to be for nothing, and I wanted him to be remembered.
While others came to speak out about the nationwide problem.
As a person who has been so depressed that they have thought about suicide, it's very important to speak about this issue. I like to say I'm the voice for the people who are too afraid to speak up for themselves.
We need to draw awareness to the fact that there is a stigma. We need to stand up, speak out, and silence the stigma.
It's the 3rd year that friends, family, and community members cruise the highway to shed light on the issue.
It's very important to speak about it so we can help change the lives of people and let them know that they aren't alone and that there are plenty of people out there to support them.
A problem that can be difficult to talk about.
It takes a lot of courage to come out, especially if an individual and or family has lost a loved one to suicide.
But necessary to raise awareness about suicide prevention.
Our hope and goal is to save a life.
Hold your loved ones close to you, because you know they can be gone tomorrow.
In Jamestown, Giovanna Siemens, Valley News Live.
If you or someone you know is thinking about suicide, call the suicide helpline at 1-800-273-8255. And that number can be found on our website in this story.